What's up guys, it's Jordan here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing another Rainbow Six Siege tip video, but we're going to be focusing on an attacking tip. Last time I discussed roaming, a defense tip. This time we're discussing an attacking tip known as distraction breaching. So we're going to break this video down to three parts. The first part is going to be what is distraction breaching, just in case you don't know. The second part will be when's it a good time to use distraction breaching, and the third point will be when not to use distraction breaching. So, distraction breaching is when you breach an area but you don't actually follow through with it, so you don't go through that window. So for instance, you would put the breaching charge on a window and then you'd run around the building to the other window on the opposite side, then you would detonate the breach and then breach from the opposite window. The reason people do this is, for instance, if there's several people inside that room, they will then all be drawn to the loud noise of the explosion from the other window that you just breached, and they will be less likely to look at you knocking out the window on the other side. If you melee a window, it's quieter than breaching. So while the big breaching sound is going, you melee the window, go through, and they're all facing the opposite direction, so you can take out maybe multiple targets in one room easily on your own. So this leads on to the second part of this video, which is going to be when's it a good time to use distraction breaching. Now the best time is if you've lost most of your teammates or if you're on your own. So say for instance it's come down to a 1v4, and obviously if you go into that room on your own, you're going to have 4 people against you. It's very unlikely you're going to be able to kill all of them. So what you would do is you would put the breach, as I said, on one side of the building, and then you would try and find another way in on the opposite side, preferably the opposite side. You can go from wherever, as long as you're far away from the breach charge, that's all that matters, as long as you're not within the view range of someone looking at that window that you've just breached. So when you go in, you set off the detonation charge. As I said, everyone will be looking at that breach charge, most likely. It doesn't always work that way. Some people do know what you're doing, but a lot of the time you'll find that everyone will look at that particular window that you just breached. So you don't have to charge in guns blazing because people will see you, but you can then sneakily maybe pick off 1, 2, or even not even 3 people from that room if they're all facing the other direction. I've even seen people take out whole teams doing this. This basically means that if you're 1v4 and 5 or whatever, if you're handicapped and you're against more people than there are of you, or if you're on your own, it basically evens the tables a bit, makes it a bit more fairer for you, and gives you that slight advantage, because obviously if you had a teammate you could both attack from 2 different sides and catch someone in the middle off guard. It's harder to defend one side than it is to defend 2 sides. So when you use a distraction breach or the technique, you are then giving the illusion that there's 2 of you. Although the team knows there's not 2 of you, you're almost creating like a fake teammate, because they're all going to be looking at the teammate that's not there, or in other words, the other version of you, like a ghost of you. They're going to think you're there, but you're not actually there. So it's almost like creating a fake teammate and using him as a distraction so that you can move in and take everyone out. So this leads us on to the last point of the video, which is when is it a bad time to use distraction breaching. Now as a whole, it's only really good when you're using handicap, so to be honest, anytime outside of then it's not really useful. So if you have 5v5, there's no point really doing it, because you can just get a teammate to breach from one side while you attack from another side. However, if it's maybe a 3v5, what would be a bad time is if you put a distraction breach near where a teammate is, and then you run around and try to do the technique, because all you're going to be doing then is putting that teammate at risk. So if he's about to go through a window and you put a breaching charge next to that window and you detonate the charge, everyone's going to suddenly look towards that window, and they're most likely going to see your teammate basically with his pants down standing in the window because you've just left him exposed. So that would be a bad time to use it, because although distraction breaches are good if you're handicapped, nothing beats a second teammate or another person with you. So if you get your teammate killed by basically exposing him, obviously that's a bad time to use it. Anyway guys, I hope this video helped you. You should now understand the basic principles of how to distraction breach charge. On top of that, this will be able to help you in defensive circumstances, because you will now be able to roughly tell when someone's trying to do the whole distraction technique. If you can see there's only 1 person left and 3 of you, and then you see a breach charge go off and you can see that all your teammates are looking at where the charge went off, then maybe you can look at the other areas and just make sure that no one's trying to do it on you. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smack that like button and I'll see you in the next one.